Retiming Physics Part 3, Rivers of Stability. Philosophy is a great place to discover clues to hidden secrets of existence, but philosophical conclusions are too often like out of the mouths of babes come words of wisdom. In both cases, the expressions must be re-inspected to justify respect. As a rule, both babes and philos are like the blindfolded man shooting, who occasionally will hit something. The rest of the time warrants a wary laughter, lest the weapon swing in one's direction. Wisdom? No, today's babes are more likely to utter profanity. One tenet from philosophy is the statement that one cannot step into the same river twice. Because the water and waterborne debris is constantly changing, the river is not the same even though it looks the same. In principle, river of stability describes how a higher entity exists, while its constituting parts are constantly being replaced. When this tenet was first encountered, the course professor was asked if a car would be the same car if, over a period of time, one replaced every part. If true, the second car sitting next to the first car would be the same car. If one believes in the principle of universal principles, one should be able to descend the periodic table of existence to see the universality of being unable to step in the same river twice. The top level of timism is morality, which is most often claimed as the province of religions. Any historical review of religions is a constant flow of changing debris borne by the religion washing away senses, not sins. As a claimed system of morality, despite the widespread financial and pedophilic perfidy, Christianity is an example of a changing river that claims to be the same river of Christ. The number of books in the Bible has constantly been changing in content and number.
When is God going to decide what is His final word?
End times, the final days, have been predicted over 1,000 times in the last 2,000 years by religious zealots. The biblical birth of Christ in the summer, between the crop planting and harvest, was moved to the winter solstice to piggyback pagan pleasures and parties. The U.S. Internal Revenue Service exempts 25,000 different organizations with different debris as being Christian denominations. Instead of two cars claiming to be one car, 25,000 organizations claim to be the same. Sort of like a 3-in-1 trinity gone viral. The diversity of detail allows the practitioners of Christianity to be Mount Blancs that play the old switcheroo while still claiming to be Christian. For example, I'm not rich, I'm just like you. Politeness or politics describes the next level of timism after morality. The Democratic Party has been a political force in the U.S. for over 200 years. Its dubious shifting planks and platforms with the political currents are examples of a river of stability as an entity which ebbs and flows. The most pronounced was from pro-slavery, Jim Crow segregationists to civil rights champions. Of course, some would question whether the Democratic Party is a river of shifting ideas or a collection of unrelated streams of thought. Will Rogers understood the Democrats. Republicans, the other major party, which is no longer the party of Lincoln, lives up to the Latin origin of its name by being a river of stability focused on the flow of money. Republicans live up to the Latin origin of their name by being a river of stability focused on the flow of money. Over the years with new pork, earmarks, kickbacks, or K-Streetism, The res pubers have sought to swim in cash, even if they drowned in it. Nixon's creep in 1972 funded the Watergate crimes. Economics details the flow of products within an economy which change. The American economy today has many different goods and services from the colonial era, but it is still regarded as the American economy. Like the bees in the hive, which both initiate change in the hive while being circumscribed in action by the other bees, economic policy reflects the two extremes of the political parties: wage takers versus wage earners, the privileged and the deprivileged. Mentality. We are labeled throughout our lives with the same name, yet our values and views have changed with the seasons of life. Once, Santa Claus was a moral guiding force. Revealed as a farce, most of us subsequently embrace the Santa Clauses of religion, like a pristine creek being polluted with industrial waste. Catan or metabolism. Within a 2-year period, all the atoms in our body, except for the enamel in our teeth, is swapped out for new replacements. Like the car in which all parts are replaced, are we the same biological being? Spinbarism is the basic bottom level of the periodic table of existence. Observing the higher rivers of stability, one must conclude that the stability of nuclear organization is totally the opposite of reality. Rather than something slowly decaying, things are rapidly changing with the occasional misfit that must leave home. Polymalties are a concept within timism that describes the entities composing each level of existence. The term references to the Pauli-exclusionary principle, which states basically 2 items cannot be in the same place at the same time. Likewise, the same item cannot be in 2 places at the same time. A polymalty describes systems with subsystems, which observe Pauli's principle. At each level of existence, one can find subsystems that straddle different polymalties. Morality, commandments. Politeness, deems. Economics, currency. Mentality, emotional training. Catan, homologs. Spinbarism, chemicals. In summary, rapid change is all about us, more than most people realize. If the principle of river of stability applies to the basic entities of existence, physicists are wasting a lot of money going nowhere by building boats on dry riverbed.